Number 8, 2022 meeting. The Board of Education Social Circles called to order. First item on our agenda is prayer. I'd like to ask all who would like, please stand as we pray the Lord's Prayer together. Remain standing to pledge allegiance. Father, thank you. Remain standing to pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next, we have approval of our agenda. Dr. Hooker, are there any changes?
Mr. Chairman, no changes to the agenda for tonight's meeting.
A motion to accept the agenda is presented. Not a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. The agenda is approved. Next, we have the minutes from our August board meeting. We have those before you. I have a motion to accept those minutes as presented. Not a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Those minutes are approved. Moving right along, we have the board comment section. And first of all, thanks everyone for being here. It's almost a sellout. Still a few chairs left. We'd love to see a full house, and you're always invited here to welcome here. We appreciate your support of our school system, always. Thank you very much. Second thing is we ask that you stay here, at least through the break portion of the agenda. That way we can recognize all those who deserve to be recognized, especially our students. After the break, we'll take a few minute break. It's a couple of minutes, and you're free to leave if you'd like. And you're free to stay. We hope you stay. There's an exciting second half of the agenda tonight especially, so I hope you stay, but feel free to leave if you need to at the break. Please don't leave before the break if you will. Next this is Dr. Hooker's last board meeting with the Social Circle Board of Education. And we've been blessed for its leadership. He's set a high bar for our students, for the staff, and for our school board. And unanimously, the school board believes we're on the right track. And we really appreciate that. And we just want to say to Dr. Hooker tonight, a big thank you. Top that one. Your comments are next.
Thank you. Usually I save my comments to the end, but tonight is very special in that this is my last meeting here, but my heart will always remain with Social Circle. Thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to serve as your superintendent. One thing I would love to say about this community is that it's a community of resilience, one who supports each other, a community that believes in each other, believes in the kids that attend here. And that's the most important thing if you want to find a successful school system anywhere across the United States. It's one that involves its community. As you can see here tonight, you're here involved in your child's education. It's bittersweet for me, but I can share with you in the 3 years that we've been here, it has been not just Robbie Hooker leading the way. There has been a team that has been assembled to carry out the vision for this school district. This district has the potential to be one of the best, not only in the state of Georgia, but in the United States. We must continue to listen to our students. That's one of my big things that I've always said. If you want your system to improve, the students are your customers. Whether you believe it or not, your parents are here, but the students are the ones who come every day, and those are the ones that we serve. We listen to their voices, and we were able to make tremendous changes to some of the practices that we make because they had a voice in their education. That's so important. The other thing I want to share is that the teachers that we have here, I believe we have the right teachers sitting on the right seat in the bus so that we can move forward and go forward. Our district office staff, we have a strong district office staff. We may be small, but we do a lot of work, hard work. Yeah, they'll probably be glad I'm gone because I challenge them a lot, nothing that I wouldn't challenge myself to do. But this district, this governance team that we have here, I will always say the main thing are our students. It's not about the adults, it's for our students. And that's what we do. For the administrators, for our principals that are here tonight, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do. For the students that are here, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to end as I end, and I'm going to cry as I end with all of my faculty letters that I write. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thank you, Social Circle community. You will continue to be great. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Next on our agenda is public participation. And there's no one here to speak tonight from the public, so we'll move right along to special recognition. And I'll turn this back over to Dr. Hook.
All right, at this time, we're going to do our student recognition, starting with the primary school. Ms. Favors, if you will come forth and recognize your student.
Good evening, everyone. So, what's going on at the primary school? We are so excited because we have an active PTO, and they have hit the ground running. And we have several events that are scheduled this year. And one thing also that our PTO has put into action is we have lots of social circle spirit wear, so check out our social media. Also, our staff has been working really hard these last few weeks. They're sharpening their instructional saw so that they can be their best in the classroom for our students. So we appreciate them as they are working really hard with Tier 1 instructions, reading and math. Okay, now I would like to recognize our star student from the primary school. And she has been with the primary school for, this is her 4th year. She started with us in pre-K. And she goes by the name of Britton Guy. And just wanted to share some things that her teachers said about her. I had to go back some years to find the message that they had written because like I said, each year she received MVP, Most Valuable Player, for each grade. And so that's one thing that we take in consideration is, you know, is this a pattern for the child? And so it has been a pattern for her to be a star. And so this is what Ms. Simpson, her pre-K teacher, had to say. Britton has been a shining example of a star student. She was very kind to her friends, hard worker, and she was a great helper in the classroom and respect all of her peers and teachers. We love watching her grow in pre-K, and we can't wait to see the amazing things in store for her. Miss Russell was her kindergarten teacher, and this is what Miss Russell said. Britton strives to achieve greatness in all she does. She is a great role model for star behavior. She enjoys learning and shows excitement when learning something new. Miss Strickland was her first grade teacher, and this is what Miss Strickland said about her. Britton is a relationship skills expert. She ensures all friends feel included. She helps others with problem-solving strategies, and she self-regulates. She is mindful and aware of herself at all times. And lastly, Miss Fires. Miss Fires is Britton's current teacher, second grade teacher, and this is what she says. Britton is a shining star in every way. I can always count on her to be working hard and to be engaged in whatever task she is completing. On top of being an excellent role model for her classmates, she is also a kind friend who works well with others and is quick to offer a hand to others. Please join me in congratulating Britton Guy. Keep on shining. So, Britton, please come forward.
At this time, Dr. Hargrove, you come.
Good evening, everyone. Like Ms. Favor said, we also at the elementary school have a very active PTO, and Ms. Guy actually headed up our IC day today, and we are just hitting the ground running as well. We've also formed our Student Advisory Council, and we've had our first meeting. And they have some loud voices, and they have some things that they want to happen, like extra recess at the school, and we'll see what we can do. Progress reports have gone home. We've had our first curriculum night at the beginning of the year where the parents have been able to come out and find out what the kids are learning. And today we had our first Good News Club where we partnered with First Baptist Church, and over 100 students stayed this afternoon for the Good News Club. So a lot of good things happening at the elementary school. But what I would like to do right now is take an opportunity to honor Relia Knox. Relia Knox is a 4th grader at the elementary school, and she has come all the way through the school system since she was in pre-K. So I'm going to share a few words that her teachers have said to her. Her teacher, her current 4th grade teacher, is Miss Archer, and Miss Archer says, Relia has demonstrated that she is committed to success. She is dedicated both to learning and to being a role model for her classmates. As a result, she was even selected to represent her 4th grade class as part of the student advisory team. Relia can always be counted on to exemplify the qualities of a champ student, and Miss Archer is honored to have the opportunity to play a small role in her preparation towards a bright future. Miss Rhodes, who is our STEM teacher, says, Relia is a kind student. She always shows champ behavior without being asked. She works hard and is dedicated to her learning. She is quiet, but loves to show her knowledge when asked. She is definitely a role model to her peers. And lastly, Miss Landis, the Spanish teacher. Relia is a student with noteworthy character. She is patient, hardworking, and kind. Relia can always be found participating in the lesson, and she's always on task. She serves as a positive example for her peers. She gets along well with others and strives to see the best in every situation. So proud of you, Relia. Love, Miss Landis. At this time, please help me by giving Relia Knox a round of applause as she comes forward. Congratulations, Relia.
represent the middle school.
Good evening. The middle school student of the month is Richard Vargas Castellanos. Richard was selected at Social Circle Middle School September Student of the Month for his achievement, citizenship, and leadership. Richard is present and prepared for class every single day. He works very hard to engage in learning activities and is always on task. Richard contributes to a positive school climate with his contagious smile and by always respecting his teachers and his peers. Ms. Briscoe and I are so thankful to have him as a student at Social Circle Middle School.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Mr. Armstrong.
Good evening. We've had a great start to the school year. Our fall athletics are underway. Football, Rangers, cross country, softball, and brand new this year we started a volleyball program, which we're very proud of. Our math testing results are in. We're using the results for our students. We have parent nights planned for late in September. And our student leadership team has been formed. They helped us plan our first pep rally, and they are helping us to plan out our homecoming week events in October. Our staff participated in the district PL Day Monday. And there are a few students I want to recognize tonight. Just a few minutes, Mr. Robinson is going to come up and talk about students who scored well in their AP exams last year. But we had 3 students who earned what's called an AP Scholar Award. So they were AP Scholars with honors. They are rising seniors or current seniors with us this year, but they've already taken multiple AP exams and scored 4 or better on their exams. So they've earned college credit in multiple classes already, so I'd like to recognize 3 of them. Unfortunately, while these students are great on in the classroom, they're also great on the athletic field. So the first one is actually the cross-country meet tonight. He could not be here. But the first is Mr. Colby Dalton, who has an average of over 4 on his 4 AP exams already. The other 2 could be here with us tonight, but very much like him, they participate in class and outside of it. The next one is Mr. Kellen Joyner. I pulled him off the football field where he was working just a few minutes ago. Mr. Joyner has taken 4 AP exams and has an average of 4.75 so far. And the last one I'd like to recognize is Mr. Ryan Zapatka, who also participates in swim and tennis, so I was lucky to get him this season. But he has also taken over 4 exams and scored an average of over 4 on those exams. So if I could have those young men come up and say congratulations to them.
At this time, I'll ask Mr. Robinson to come forward and speak about our advanced placement testing recognition.
Good evening, Dr. Hooker, school board, parents, and community. As Mr. Armstrong alluded to, we will be discussing some of the highlights from our AP program over the past school year. In 2021-22, Social Circle High School had 52 passing scores on 9 separate AP exams. This is 9 more passing AP scores than last year. These scores and the recent improvement represent the work of the students, the teachers, under the leadership of Mr. Armstrong and his high school admin team. For reference, by achieving a passing score, students can earn college credit in the associated course while being exposed to the rigor and depth of knowledge necessary to be successful at the post-secondary level. 2 AP courses we'd like to highlight tonight include AP English Literature and Composition, taught by Mrs. Amanda Davis, and AP Psychology taught by Mrs. Ashley Wilson. As noted in the chart above, 94% of Miss Davis's AP Lit class received a passing score, and 6 of Miss Wilson's 15 passing scores were a perfect 5 on the AP Psych exam. These results demonstrate our district's commitment to offering all students the opportunity to pursue challenging academic experiences in concert with our system goal of providing an excellent education. At this time, we'd like to recognize those students who excelled in the advanced placement testing last school year. AP courses offered last year included calculus, computer science, English literature and composition, European history, psychology, statistics, U.S. government and politics, United States history, and world history. Students, as I call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate from Mr. Armstrong and remain standing up front so we can get a photo once everyone has been recognized. Beginning with those who tested for English, literature, and composition. Natalie Barty. Natalie also excelled in psychology. Harley Bass. Harley also excelled in psychology. Gavin Bates. Molly Callahan. Madison Chambers. Madison also excelled in psychology. Savannah Choduri. Olivia Cross. And Olivia also excelled in European history and psychology last year. Carmen Crowell. Aubrey Ergel. Kaylee Ferguson, who also excelled in psychology. Rhiannon Lacey. Antonio Pope. Sarah Ray, Clara Sorrow, Juana Williams. Those who excelled in testing for psychology: Alyssa Collins, Colby Dalton. Colby also excelled in U.S. history. Jackson Hicks, who also excelled in U.S. history. Kellen Joyner. Kellen also excelled in U.S. history. Lainey Oliver. Matthew Riley, who also excelled in U.S. history. Elena Russell. Lexi Starnes. Madison Wirtz. Ryan Zapatka. Ryan also excelled in U.S. history. Those who excelled in testing for U.S. government and politics: Tyler Dalton, Elaine Gable, Preston Guy, River Kirkley, Sawyer Parr, Cambry Singleton, and those who excelled in testing for U.S. history: Logan Cross, Braden Mitchell. Students who excelled in testing for world history: Shelby Bolden, Caroline Boer, Sarah Konauer, Sean Cruz, Shelby Freeman, Ambry Lofton, Luke Smith, Asher Stokes, Xavier Wallace. Students, congratulations on your terrific accomplishment. Yeah.
I also want to say thank you to Mr. Armstrong and the administrative team as well as the faculty for challenging our students to reach the next level. I always believe that the advanced placement classes give our kids a notch above the others as they enter college. So continue to encourage your kids to take an AP course. All right, thank you.
Also, I'd like to add that several of our students are in college right now. couldn't be here tonight, and that's why. So getting that together, but it does help us to everything. It saves you money too. It's a great academic and of course you didn't have to pay for the basic. So I encourage all students to take AP courses. Okay, we'll move right along, and I promised you earlier that after we had the recognitions, we're going to have a break. So we'll take a 3-minute break. Welcome to go back to business or come back for our second half of our meeting. Thank you. Okay, we'll move right on our agenda, and I'll ask our CFO, Mrs. Nicole Cross, to take over for the finance section.
Good evening. Tonight presented is the July 2022 financial report. I will present the unaudited June report next month along with the August 22 financial report. Beginning with the general fund, we are just 8% of the fiscal year, and we have received 6% of general fund budgeted revenues, and we have spent 8% of the general fund budgeted expenditures. A reminder regarding our revenue: local tax revenue will begin to be received in November, with the bulk coming in December, January. And other local revenue is the Newton and Walton County intergovernment agreements, and those funds are received in February. So currently expenditures exceed revenue by a little over $475,000, and this is expected until we'll begin receiving the local tax revenue. Encumbrances for the general fund are $175,000. Next, normally I present the special revenue funds, but we don't currently have our federal awards yet. Those begin October 1st, so I'll begin reporting those in October. So presented is the School Food Service Fund. There are no major revenues collected for this fund in July because our school is closed, but we're at 6% of budgeted expenditures. Encumbrances for the School Food Service Fund total $2,500. And next we have our SPLOST Fund. SPLOST collections received in July for June collections was $199,000, which is a 20% increase from the prior year for Walton County, and $2,700 from Newton County, which is 17% increase. You'll not see any revenue represented here in July because that revenue is June collection, so it's accrued back to the prior year. Encumbrances for the SPLOST Fund total $440,000. I did want to bring you up to date and show you some pictures on some of the major projects that happened over the summer. First, some of the projects that you agreed to within our budget were the removal of the very old carpet in the primary school, and that was replaced with tile. We renovated the primary and elementary school, both bathroom floors. We put new carpet in our media center at the primary school. Next, we have the elementary school gym. This is the front part of the gym here. The bathrooms were renovated, the floor was renovated, and the concession area was renovated. If you've ever been in that concession stand, you'll see the sink is very appreciated. They are working on the back locker rooms. There's a delay in the lockers, so I'll update you on that when we get those in with those pictures. But it's looking really good. Next, we received new furniture in our cafeteria at the middle high school. It includes booths and high-top tables, and there's also an outdoor area. I don't know if any of you have seen that. There's an enclosed area that's covered, and there's also an outside eating area. Next, we have some renovations at our alternative school. We had an interior and exterior painting. We updated and painted the student desk and added a conversation and conference area. Coach Jared is still working on a few improvements, painting some things on the wall, so I'll have some more updates with that too as he finishes. And lastly, we have our 6 new learning cottages at the high school. The addition of a sidewalk will be installed over fall break, and we hope to add a cover to that walkway also by next summer. Do you have any questions?
I have a motion to accept the financial report for July 2022 as presented. Now a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say aye. Financial report is unanimously approved.
And next I have an update on the Freshway change for schools. Collections in July were $2,274.88. This was allocated to each school for classroom supplies. So this brings the total change for schools collections to just over $122,000.
Thank you, Mrs. Cross. I encourage all board members, if you'd like to see the improvements that we made, you can do so. Just try to make an appointment and check them out. I've been up in the high school cafeteria. It's really nice. Can't wait to see the other ones. Thank you for showing us those pictures. Okay, next on our agenda is the superintendent's report. Dr. Hooker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to share with you an update on our total count for the school year. Since last month, the total enrollment in our district has increased by 5 students, 3 face-to-face students and 2 scale students. The primary and elementary students had 0 changes in their enrollment. The middle school had 2 students join the scale program, and the high school had 3 students who joined face-to-face. Any questions concerning our enrollment? If there are no questions, I'll ask Mr. Robinson to come forth and to give us an update on our assessment data for the milestones.
Good evening again. As the Assessment Director for Social Circle City Schools, I bring you this evening an overview of the district's performance on 2021-22 milestone assessments. These milestones results provide us as a district with some insights and data feedback to better inform our decision making as we work toward the goal of fulfilling our mission and vision as a district. We are also ever mindful of the district priorities that we have established to achieve our mission as a school system. The assessment data was released by Godot in mid-July and is available to the public on the Godot website. The Georgia milestones are a series of assessments utilized to inform educators, parents, and public about how well students are learning important content. These results have remained an essential aspect of any educational assessment and accountability system. In 3rd through 8th grade, our students take the integrated assessments, or EOGs, and the grades and courses shown here. You'll note that 5th and 8th grade represent pivotal transition years as students are assessed in 3 of the core content areas, 8th graders in all 4. And in 5th grade, all 4 content areas, 5th grade, 3 content areas and 4 in 8th grade. In high school, and for those students in middle school enrolled in a high school course, end of course tests are given in the courses listed on the screen. These scores factor 20% of the student's grade in that particular course. Student scores are calculated and communicated as levels 4 down to 1, from distinguished to beginning. I just want to take just a minute to point out that as we discuss our performance, we will focus on students who meet proficiency as described in levels 3 and 4. As our board, you have been clear that we make it a priority in Social Circle to focus on our ability to move students to levels 3 and 4 each year. In the area of ELA, English Language Arts, our district has made literacy a priority, and as a result, achieved proficient distinguished at a higher rate in both the state and our local school systems in 5 of 7 tested areas. Math milestone scores remain short of our goal of outperforming our recent counterparts at most grade levels, but have shown great improvements at various grade levels within the district. In the 3 areas in which science is tested, Social Circle is just behind our recent counterparts and the state. A renewed focus in the area of science is designed to insert a level of focus as early as kindergarten in STEM-related subject matter, so much that we are already seeing growth in these areas. Biology students last year were 39% proficient distinguished, which is a 15-point increase from the previous year. Social studies is tested in 8th grade with a focus on Georgia studies, and in 11th grade for U.S. history. 8th grade experienced a 4-point increase over the previous year, and U.S. history saw a 14-point increase occur from the previous year to this year, leading to the highest percentage of students scoring proficient distinguished in the last 5 years. We would be remiss if we did not highlight a few of the shining examples we have seen in this summary data. Fourth grade ELA saw an increase of 22 percentage points this past year, soaring past the RESA and the state of Georgia. Fifth grade math improved for the fifth straight year, moving them well beyond the RESA in the state of Georgia, with half of last year's fifth grade students scoring as proficient and distinguished. Seventh grade ELA improved by 12 percentage points from last year, exceeding the local RESA in the state of Georgia. At the high school level, American literature students more than doubled the percentage performing at proficient and distinguished levels from a year ago. They too vested the percentages doing so in the local RESA and in the state of Georgia. I want to take a minute to thank our board members for their time in reviewing this data with us in detail prior to the meeting, and also for allowing us the opportunity to share broadly with the public. We will continue to support our students and teachers in our efforts to maximize and even improve our potential as a district. Thank you for committing the resources necessary to promote success for our students.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. And while you're there, would you include our CTA presentation on the Perkins School?
Of course. Good evening. As the CTA Director for Social Service City Schools, I bring you the federal and state grants that we as a system have earned and ask for your official approval in accepting these awards. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank board and community for its strong support of our CTA program over the years. Your enduring support is vital to its success. The work that this funding supports is reflected by the 8 different pathways within 6 different clusters in a newly added full-time work-based learning program. All this is only possible due to the leadership and support of the high school administration of Principal Tim Armstrong, Assistant Principals Miriam Ledford-Lyle, and Craig Hargrove. The current pathways and their instructors for CTA are as follows. Agricultural mechanics and electrical systems with our new first-year teacher Addie Hockaday and Ben Brand. Business and technology under Charles Reynolds. Early childhood care and education with Janice Garrett. Healthcare science with Mr. Colin Sasso. JROTC with Colonel Bruce Chick and Sergeant Tom Dignan. Web and digital design with Mr. Taylor Jackson. Work-based learning and youth apprenticeship program that's headed up by Julie Brand. I'm honored to represent these instructional practitioners and their fine programs as they conduct this work and provide an invaluable resource to our students in social circle schools. I look forward to continuing this work and maximizing the positive impact it has on our students and the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson.
I have a motion to accept the CTAE Perkins Local Plan for fiscal year 23 as presented by Mr. Robinson.
So moved.
I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have new business and action items. First action item is an overnight field trip for FFA convention in Indianapolis, Indiana, October 26th to the 29th. I have a motion to accept this field trip as recommended by our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. The overnight field trip to Indianapolis multiple nights for the FFA is approved. Next action item is an overnight field trip for 8th grade students to Georgia tour. Takes place March 29th through the 31st, several stops along the way. I have a motion to accept this overnight field trip as recommended by our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. The 8th grade field trip toward Georgia is approved unanimously. Next action item is another field trip. It's for the high school travel abroad to 3 different countries. It's off in the future. I guess we have to vote on this tonight so that they can plan since it's abroad. It's June 3rd through 11th of 2024. I have a motion to approve this high school trip abroad as recommended by our superintendent. So moved. Got a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say aye. The abroad field trip is approved unanimously. Next, we have an action item for a board resolution. It's a request of extension of the current 5-year local facilities plan. You have it before you. I'll read it and then we'll vote on it. Whereas the Social Circle City Board of Education's current 5-year local facilities plan will expire on June 30th, 2023. Whereas the Social Circle City Board of Education is in the process of a superintendent search. Be it therefore resolved that the Social Circle City Board of Education is requesting a 1-year extension of the current 5-year local facilities plan. And be it further resolved that the Social Circle City Board of Education is requesting the assistance of the Georgia Department of Education Facilities Section in the development of its new 5-year local facilities plan during fiscal year 24 to be completed on March 15th, 2024. Now that you've heard it, do I have a motion to approve this board resolution requesting the extension of the current 5-year local facilities plan? Now a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. The resolution passes unanimously. Next, we have an action item for a surplus property. The school board provides typically the superintendent a vehicle to perform school business with. And we had Corey Kirby draft this because Dr. Hooker indicated that he would like to purchase from the Board of Education the 2019 Chevrolet Equinox that he currently drives. And so I'll read this. The resolution is for the City of Social Circle Board of Education. Be it resolved that after considering its current needs, the City of Social Circle Board of Education hereby declares an automobile unit identified as 2019 Chevrolet Equinox Premier Sport Utility 4-door with 30 miles and with the vehicle identification number ending in 5289 to be surplus property that is unnecessary for the operation of the school district, and be further resolved that the City of Social Circle Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent and its chair to initiate the process necessary to sell the described surplus property to Dr. Robbie Hooker upon his resignation. The Board of Education must take action for any agreement to be binding on the school district. So resolved at this meeting of the Social Circle, the City Social Circle Board of Education, this 8th day of September 2022. Now I have a motion to accept this resolution as stated. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say aye. This resolution passes unanimously. Next, we have a surplus surplus list, surplus equipment. You have it before you there. It's like there's several Dell Latitude 3150s, among other items, technology related, total of 410 items. Do I have a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation to put this on our surplus list? So moved. Not a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. All items on our surplus list. Next, we'll have to sit for 30 days. They're just for review. We'll go first with G, which is update policy BCBI, public participation in board meetings.
Mr. Chairman, let me give you an update on there. That one is a recommendation of the GSBA to consider removing the rules of conduct from our current policy and instead include them in regulations, which has been included for your review in the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Thank you for that explanation. Again, we'll have to sit and vote on it next meeting. And I believe the next one, H, is dovetails off the one just above. It's moving it basically from policy to regulation, correct?
That's correct.
And again, it's for review. You have it in front of you. We will vote on this at our next board meeting as well. Moving along to I, for review. New policy IKBC, material harmful to minors complaint resolution process.
And the update on that one is this is a new required policy to address complaints submitted by parents or permanent guardians alleging that material is harmful to minors, has been provided or is currently available to his or her child who is enrolled in our school system. Further, the complaint resolution process as identified with the new policy.
Thank you, Dr. Hooker. Again, we will vote on this at next month's meeting. That will allow for the 30 days necessary. Okay, moving right along. I have a motion to exit regular session and enter executive session to discuss personnel and real estate. Now a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. We're back to order. I have a motion to exit executive session and re-enter regular session. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. We're back in regular session. In regular session, we'll go over the superintendent's recommendations for personnel. We'll take them individually. The first one on the list is a recommendation of Dr. Ryan Clark, principal, Social Circle Middle School. I have a motion to accept this recommendation from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have the resignation of Superintendent Dr. Robbie Hooker. I have a motion to accept Dr. Hooker's resignation. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we go to classified staff, and we have one here, and that's the resignation of Ansley Kittlinger, parapro in the elementary school. I have a motion to accept this personal recommendation from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have the substitute teacher list. Classified substitute teachers, personnel summary. These are the recommendations from our superintendent. We're going to take them all on one slate. We have Ben Landers, Douglas Swain, Shay G, Rhonda Brown, Tiffany Price, Brittany Payton, Janie Motley, and Jessica Bell. I have a motion to accept these recommendations for substitute teachers. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. And then you might have noticed on our executive session slate we did discuss the superintendent search, and I have an announcement to make on behalf of the school board of the Social Circle City Schools. We would like to name Dr. Carrie Boer as our sole finalist for the position of superintendent. That didn't require a vote. The vote will come as we're able to negotiate the contract. We have to remove the contract. And speaking of that, I have a motion to allow the chair and vice chair to attempt to negotiate the contract with our sole finalist. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously.